So today we're talking about the Whisper Network. Now some of you might be clicking on this video and thinking to yourself, damn fan, what is the Whisper Network? The idea of a Whisper Network is that people in the industry will form cliques in a way. Groups of certain people will get together and spread rumors or tall tales about a certain someone that they don't like. And then this group of people spreading those rumors will conspire together to get that person fired or blacklisted from the industry. It depends how much they don't like them. Now I'm sure that you've had similar experiences while at work. You'll hear a rumor about somebody, or maybe if you're about to work with someone, you might check their references, check other people that they worked with, contact them and ask them, hey, what was it like working with this person? And maybe they'll give you a bad story about them. It's similar to that, only the advice is unsolicited and probably not true. When a Whisper Network exists, it essentially gives this group of people control over who comes into the industry. And so it usually makes it so the workplace is filled with like-minded people who are scared of one day getting thrown out for stepping out of line. And this also describes gatekeeping, controlling who gets in and who gets booted out. And of recent, there was this expose posted on Bleeding Fool, written by codename Penny Parker, in which apparently they provide proof of the Whisper Network existing in the form of a Facebook group. And people in the comic industry deny that a Whisper Network exists. Here's Gail Simone saying that only doofuses believe there is a Whisper Network. Then you have Heather Antos saying industries are small, people talk, don't be a dick, which might indicate the opposite. Then you have Alex D. Campy. He's been verboten on the Whisper Network for years. Time to stop whispering and start shouting, which does sound like an admission that yes, this Whisper Network exists and it's a good thing. We also have tweets, Whisper Networks are not enough, they only protect people in the know enough to talk to people with insider knowledge. We need to do better at driving shitty people out of the industry. Or at least people that they deem are shitty. And then we get into Penny Parker's story about how this expose came to be. These are screenshots of the Facebook group. And here she writes, this is the place where the Whisper Network has been colluding for years. And although their activity was not confined to just this site, from what I can tell, this was where they first met and started coordinated campaigns. And then we see that it is a private group called Comic Book Women. And then we see that there are a lot of members in this group, including Gail Simone, Zoe Quinn, Alex D. Campy. I don't know if I'm saying that name right, I don't really care. And it also shows that there are some members of media who are a part of this group, people who write those articles. So it kind of seems like we know where they're getting their information from when they write those articles. They've denied for years that they coordinate their actions in private, and yet they always coincidentally appear on Twitter retweeting and amplifying each other's accusations, signal boosting one another, and helping them gain traction. And their allies in media, Bleeding Cool and CBR specifically, will turn those same tweets into stories almost instantly with no fact-checking or verification, sometimes within the hour. So then we have some of these private posts, one of them Alex D. Campy, in which she mentions Richard Meyer's graphic novel Jawbreakers. And here she says, hey folks, so apparently Richard Meyer's shitty graphic novel Jawbreakers is going to be distributed by Simon & Schuster. I have all those folks on mute for sanity reasons, but if anyone finds out more details on this, please let me know so I can talk to my folks at S&S and try to stop that shit from happening. So we have Alex D. Campy, even though she has blocked these people so that she can, supposedly ignore them and focus on herself, right? That's basically the reason why you block people, so you can ignore them. That is not enough for Alex D. Campy here, because she is not happy with the idea that Richard Meyer's Jawbreakers will succeed to going to comic book shops. She is admitting in this post that she wants to use her connections to stop the book from being distributed. In addition to contacting the publisher, others in the Whisper Network coordinated their efforts to contact media outlets to have the narrative change, according to the post in this thread. The following month, June 23rd, 2018, DeCampy posted private text messages between herself and the writer Max Bemis, in what appeared to be an attempt to damage his career. And here's what she has to say. Yeah, she did, looks like she did post a lot of screenshots of text messages, and she says, Max fucking Bemis, ladies and non-binary folk, because he's the real victim here. I'm sorry, Max. Shitcoin is no longer accepted at this establishment. And I will say, the messages of these that I can read, oof. He seems to, you know, be thanking her, saying that he's proud and he's just happy to be a footnote. And she basically tells him that his behavior is incompatible with a professional collaboration. This is the saddest thing ever. He says, because you rule, I could cry. I just kind of feel bullied by you, but everything's a learning experience. Either way, I think you're brilliant. And here's how she responds. Hey, fun thing about emotional abusers, they love to make themselves out to be the victims, which is what you are doing here. Emotional abuse? I'm legit confused. How do you think I was inappropriate? That's why I reached out to you, to apologize, remember? Goodbye, Max. Don't contact me ever again. Jeez, I can't read these. Ooh. So according to this article, they feel as though Alex D. Campy is like the Regina George of this clique, and she definitely seems like scary, at least from what I've seen in these private chat posts and then also on her Twitter account. And at the end of this article, they show that they have a bunch of files on the, hey, they're using a Mac, I thought it was just me. Anyway, they have a bunch of files on a bunch of people which they state as evidence that I assume they'll make more articles about. I would have just dropped everything at once, honestly. If I had more stuff to show you guys, I would just drop it all in one article. But I assume that they'll probably make more articles to, you know, spread out the clicks. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a media website and that's how they do it. Now, this article has been out for a while and people have been talking about it. As far as Alex D. Campy's response, she did make a post that seemed like a response. It basically just like mocked the idea that the Whisper Network existed. Oh, here it is. Good morning from your Illuminati overlord to my chosen ones and my chosen ones only. Soon our takeover will be complete. So, like, very, very mocking of the whole situation. You have some people in the comments saying being quirky won't get you out of this one. The reason why a lot of people will try to defend Whisper Networks is because they kind of see it as kicking out bad people from the industry. Like, people who will only cause other people trouble. Whatever the reason, they think, okay, well, we'll just kick all of those people out of the industry and we'll make sure that we keep them out of the industry, even for their own independent projects. The thing is, a group of people should not have that power to just kick out whoever they want and keep people from succeeding. Also, it's illegal. That's the biggest thing. It is not legal to defame someone and consistently go after their jobs. You do not have the right to prevent someone's book from being distributed or published. That's not up to you. And for those of you who do have problems with people who you work with, people in the industry that you really don't like, there are ways to deal with that without conspiring to get them fired. You can either speak to them one-on-one and work out your problems, go to HR and use them to work out your problems, go to a lawyer if a lawsuit is necessary, go to the police if a criminal charge is necessary. And chances are, if your problems are not serious enough to go to the police or a lawyer, then your problems aren't serious enough to get them fired. But the maliciousness behind constantly keeping tabs on somebody and going after them when you hear that they might succeed getting a job and trying to make sure that doesn't happen, you could not convince me in 100 years that that is morally correct. And look, all of those 4 options, very good options. But a lot of people want to take the shortcut if they have the option to do so. And this Whisper Network, these campaigns against these people in the industry that they collude together to do, that's their way of a shortcut to getting this person out of here so you don't have to deal with them anymore. So obviously I would advocate against a whisper network, against gatekeeping. There should never be just this group of people who has any control of who enters or leaves the comic industry. A lot of us are going independent now because we want to be able to take control of our own success. And I've definitely heard a lot of people say on YouTube that they've very often been targeted from a whisper network and have been blacklisted from the industry. If you're ever able to gather more evidence of that, I would be for more lawsuits, because I think the only way that people learn what they're doing is illegal is if they really get punished for it. That's kind of, that's kind of why people go to jail. All that being said, I can't personally check up on this Facebook group. It looks legit, but that is my own personal opinion. I'd be curious to see whatever else comes out in the future when that comes out. I'll have to keep you posted, because they got a lot of names on here, but hopefully it's not all just names. Hopefully there is content within those folders if you're going to be calling them out. People definitely respond to evidence. I've seen a lot of people responding to this article and seeing it as basically a verification that the Whisper Network is in fact real and that they have been proven to be colluding with each other. But let me know what you think personally about this whole madness. Definitely leave me your thoughts in the comments section below. Have you yourself ever been exiled from a whisper network? Perhaps your own evidence you'd like to share? And what do you think about whisper networks in general? Do you think that they're a good thing, a bad thing? Thank you guys for watching. As usual, remember to like the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Program restart.